XRP Army, we are back, and this is going to be a good one because we're going to revisit yesterday as we dipped below $2 once again for XRP. A lot of you guys out there probably scoop some up. That's been kind of my mindset is every time XRP dips below $2. Yesterday, as we dive into the charts, I'll show you guys kind of what we have going on here on BTCC. We saw XRP dive below. This is, roughly a little bit where we were just at that $1.9899 level before we did bounce off some support, and now we are trading back at the $2.14 range, up 6% on the day. So a little bit of a quick little move here for XRP. I don't generally swing trade XRP, but with the heightened concern with market volatility, with what we have going on within tariffs, as well as kind of the overall macro globally, it's going to be kind of interesting to see how long this run can go if we have a really strong weekend, and then if that steam can all run out next weekend and how we kind of kick off the new week on Monday. So welcome back to the channel. Let's talk XRP. We need to talk a little bit about two of the key price levels and scenarios for XRP and what happened recently, because we saw a lot of the transactional volume decrease off the board. I want to share with you guys my thoughts on XRP. Before we get into it, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us right here on the channel. Okay, it's completely free to do so. We do talk XRP every single day, and I'm glad that you guys have all stumbled upon me for your XRP news right now. Okay, so let's get into it. Also, guys, if you want to start trading on BTCC, there is a link down below. They're having a volume competition as well. If you're US based, you can trade derivatives on this platform, leverage trading, as well as kind of what we have going on within the spot side of the game. There are a lot of promotions too ongoing. By using my link, you do get access to those. Long trusted exchange, 14 plus years in the game. If you want to start trading on BTCC, check it out. Links down below. Now let's get into it. And I do want to tell you guys, not financial advice. Always do your own research and due diligence. I'll never tell you guys to buy or sell a crypto. Make sure you do what's best for you. Everybody has a different situation. But right now, the price scenarios indicated by the Bollinger Bands that are required us to talk about it today is what we're going to go over, okay? And this is kind of where we see a lot of back and forth with the XRP price. The Bollinger Bands and what we are talking about within the market today represent a lot of the volatility that can be seen, okay? There are two scenarios that we have to talk about. This is kind of where we look in the first scenario, right? The lower Bollinger Band is sitting at $1.69. Now, if we would hit that, okay, that would mean that XRP has given into the broader fatigue in the market, as this article claims, slipping into a phase where the support will be tested and weak paper hands get shaken out, okay? Not going to rule anything out. I don't have that crypto crystal ball. I just want to present you guys the facts, and then from there, guys, you can make the best decision for yourselves. But in turn, if we did dip below $1.69, or even right at that level, or even right above it, I want to share with you guys kind of my thoughts on this, because this goes into my narrative, right, where I was buying XRP at 40, 50, 60 cents. I was holding during SEC litigation. Now, as XRP traded above $3, I was buying XRP then. But employing dollar cost averaging, okay, it's a way where you quite frankly don't care. And I just had this conversation with somebody actually the other day. I have this little, whatever you want to call it, my conscience, my subconscious, whatever. I have this little voice in my head saying that I should possibly just shift everything into XRP, give up on crypto and just put all my eggs in one basket and XRP to the moon. That's just how strongly I feel about the potential of XRP. I'm not saying I'm going to do that. I don't believe in that. I think all cryptos can win. But I just wanted to share with you guys kind of that idea, because I have this little voice inside me that's saying that may be not the worst idea in the world, especially if we get through this time period where all we're talking about is tariffs and conflicts across borders. And, we really get into this situation we're in right now where it's the most pro-crypto environment, and really just leverage what's sitting there right there in front of us into potentially creating one of the biggest restructuring of wealth this world has ever seen, okay? And that's about as much of a pom-pom conversation you're going to get out of me. I'm not a cheerleader. I don't root. I don't pump, sunshine on a cloudy day. I'm going to tell it to you guys how it is. I'm going to give you my thoughts and my honest opinions, and then you guys can make the best decisions for yourselves, okay? But if we do hit that lower band, that would be just more of a downturn, and pose the question, did XRP lose momentum? Okay. I personally think it goes back to what I said earlier. It does not matter for me because I've been buying XRP across the board, and I think that, you know, if XRP is truly what we bought in the first place and it truly gets to where it's going to, it's not going to make a darn difference between $1, $2, or $3 XRP. The potential is much more massive in my personal opinion. Okay. Now, the second scenario that we have to talk about, the middle Bollinger Band, that's at $2.27. Now, that is where if XRP can accumulate the energy to push there, which we're pretty close right now, that would be something to kind of talk about, kind of more of a consolidation phase before that breakout. Okay. And I think that's kind of how XRP wants to operate. It's not comfortable transactionally being that crypto that's going to go up 40-50% day in, day out, and then ultimately just get to $10 in a month's time. Okay. It's not going to act like that. It's going to be a slow and steady organic grind. It has a lot of convincing to do. For as bullish as I am, there's a lot of skeptics out there that just doubt Ripple. They doubt Brad Garlinghouse. They don't believe in XRP. They think it's a scam. They can't get down with the escrows. The list goes on and on. Okay. But I think there is an avenue where XRP has a very strong foothold in how transactionally the United States carries out its business, and the world will want to follow suit. And if that happens, and we just have a little bit of a representation or of wealth transfer, okay? Say something happens with the Federal Reserve. Say something happens with the SWIFT banking system. Say an exchange becomes insolvent, okay? XRP has a lot of solutions in all of those scenarios that could really lend the way to XRP becoming the most dominant crypto outside of Bitcoin, or maybe even rivaling Bitcoin one day. I know that's going to piss off a lot of people, but it's just the facts. It's more so the upside for XRP is what attracts me to it. I have not used XRP once myself. Just being honest, I have not performed a cross-border payment using XRP. I've transacted on the ledger. I've traded XRP meme coins, sure. But what I'm talking about is the actual real-world utility that XRP is looking to provide. Haven't even experienced that yet. So that's kind of where my argument lends to. I wanted to talk about those Bollinger Bands in themselves, but that's just TA, guys. It's not the end-all, be-all, right? Lower, middle Bollinger Bands, who gives a rip, okay? What matters is where XRP's headed and what you're going to do if XRP one day is $5. Are you selling? Are you getting out? Is XRP a investment vehicle for you, or is it a mindset where you believe in the future of cross-border payments, okay? That's kind of the question as we consolidate right now that I'm asking myself personally. How deep do I want to go in with this thing before it gets out of hand? Okay, so that's just kind of my thoughts for the day. Also, I did want to touch on this topic right now. We did lose 65% in transaction volume. That could be good and bad. It's kind of a misleading metric, but that's kind of where you look into a decline sharply of network engagement and user activity that usually fuels more bearish movement and pressure. However, it also could just represent complacency. People are just waiting. They're playing the waiting game, okay? So I wanted to share with you guys that. It's not intended to be FUD, but I think that right now less people are using the ledger for transfers and cross-border settlements, and that's something as you look into this, the bull case for XRP going down in kind of trend, in terms of a trend because of the payment activity suddenly declining. That's something that also will represent utility decline, and that's kind of why it's relevant. But me personally, I don't think it quite frankly matters. I think everybody's kind of in this wait-and-see approach with the tariffs, with Trump, with just the global macro that's going on. It really has everybody for a loss of words, and there's a lot of crypto traders out there getting wrecked. It's been miserable, but if you are dollar cost averaging, you're deploying a lot of great trading tools and techniques and strategies, there is a way out, okay? Because if you put a gun to my head and you ask me right now to my face where XRP is in 10 years, it's going to be a lot different conversation that we're having right now, just considering the immediate macro that we're faced with day in and day out, okay? But that's just kind of where I'm at. It's not financial advice. You got to do what's best for you. I wanted to share with you guys some of the numbers and facts that we have going on right now with the TA and some of my opinions. Appreciate you guys giving me a couple minutes of your time. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check out my link down below for BTCC. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and we'll see you guys all tomorrow in the next video. Cheers.